Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Know Your Faith series. I am Chima and today we'll be talking about indulgences. The word indulgence originally meant kindness or favor. In post-classic Latin, it came to mean the remission of a tax or a debt. In Roman law, it was used to express release from captivity or punishment. So what then is the Catholic understanding of the word? An indulgence is the remission of temporal punishment due to sin which have been forgiven in confession. Regarding this definition, the following has to be noted. 1. In the sacrament of baptism, not only is the guilt of sin remitted, but also all the penalties attached to sin. But in the sacrament of penance, the guilt of sin is removed, and with it, the eternal punishment due to mortal sin. But there still remains the temporal punishment required by divine justice, and this requirement must be fulfilled either in the present life or in the world to come. An indulgence offers the penitent the means of discharging their debts during their life on earth. This means that sin is fully pardoned and its effects entirely wiped away, only when complete reparation and consequently release from penalty as well as from guilt has been made. So what do indulgences do for a Christian? Indulgences strengthen our soul and relationship with God, the same way rest and good food builds the immunity and repairs worn-out tissues in a person who is recovering from illness. Now, what are the kinds of indulgences? Indulgences are either partial or full, also known as plenary. A plenary indulgence is the remission of the entire temporal punishment due to sin, so that no further explanation is required in purgatory. A partial indulgence commutes only a certain portion of the penalty. Now, who can grant an indulgence? The Pope, of course. As the supreme head of the Catholic Church on earth, he can grant all kinds of indulgences to any and all of the faithful. And he alone can grant plenary indulgences. The cardinals, archbishops, and bishops can grant partial indulgences as determined by the Pope. Now, what disposition is necessary to gain an indulgence? There are at least 5 requirements that need to be met in order to gain an indulgence. First is by sacramental confessions. This is a basic requirement for receiving any indulgence, whether plenary or partial. The second is by praying for the Pope and his intentions. You do this by saying one Our Father, one Hail Mary, and one Glory be to the Father after any prayer of yours. The third is to receive communion within a number of days of obtaining the indulgence. The fourth is by performing a good action. This can be saying a prayer like the Stations of the Cross, going on pilgrimages, giving alms, visits to a church, or performing a charitable works, or even denying yourself something you enjoy. And finally, the whole aim of receiving an indulgence is to free yourself of any attachment to sin. Do you know that our daily toils, all that we go through each day, if we bear them patiently and with love for God, can purify our soul and make us more like Jesus? I'm sure you learned a thing or two. Support us by sharing this content with your friends and your family. And until we bring you another episode of KYF, be bold and be Catholic.